The greater New England area is in shambles. The team soft. The fans calling for jobs. Everybody is in shambles right now, and I'm here to tell you, calm down. Everything is going to be fine. We are going to break down why the Patriots think they're in shambles and why New England thinks they're in shambles and why they don't need to be in shambles here on Patriots Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. And daily Patriots content. If you guys love the content coming here, you guys love talking the New England Patriots, this is the channel for you. Make sure you subscribe so you can get all the notifications here and make sure you can join the community of the Patriots. But starting off, Patriots rookie Jalen Polk posts cryptic message online amid tough stretch. This is the first thing that's been going on, or one of the many things going on. So Polk, 32-16 loss to Jacksonville. We're going to dive into that loss here momentarily. But 32-16 loss, 0 catches, 3 targets, does not make an impact. Demario Douglas went down, so you thought that could be a place where he could step up, and that did not happen. Through 7 games, it's 10 catches off 26 targets. Have all those passes been great? No. We know Jacoby sometimes could be a little bit erratic because of either the pressure in the pocket, knowing the line's not great, and then a couple times Drake Maye may have hit him and put him in tough coverage, put him in a tough situation, make a catch, but a lot of that is on Polk. Truly, a lot of that is on Polk, and we thought he could come in and be a guy. Okay, so we wanted a top receiver. We don't get a top receiver. We've drafted guys before, but he felt like a guy that actually could come in and produce at a high level. Played for a good Washington team that obviously lost in the national championship last year, played with Michael Penix. So we thought that he was going to be able to come in and make an impact, but he has not thus far. And that's the tweet there. Or not tweet, that's the Instagram post there. Just deuces up. Okay. All this started with Jerod Mayo. He made some comments on Jalen Polk. Those comments were talking about, yeah, we need more from Polk. We need more concentration. He'll be a good player in the league. Just got to continue to work at it. He also talked a lot. This was this week. He talked last week about maybe mentally he's not fully engaged, that he needs to be more mentally strong in that case. And Polk did not take exception to that at all. Before this yesterday's game, I'm not dealing with any mental problems at all. No mental problems. I believe I have the best hands in the league, so I feel like my drops, that's not an issue at all. We'll get back to that in a second. Mr. Polk, I like you. I liked you when he drafted you. I thought that was a good pick. Don't prove me wrong. I mean, please do not prove me wrong, and I want you to be a good pick. You do not have the best hands in the league. You do not have the best hands in the league. I don't care how bad the balls are. If Justin Jefferson's targeted 26 times, there's more than 10 catches. If Devontae Adams is targeted more than 10 times, or more than 26 times, there's more than 10 catches. Same with Jamar Chase. Same with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I could go on a list. You're not even the best receiver on our roster. That is Demario Douglas. You want to argue you're not even the second. That could be Kendrick Bourne. What are we doing here? Anyway, sorry. That needed to happen there. Going on, Polk's message deleted, and this comes back from when Mayo's criticism. That was, of course, the whole mental thing. And then Mayo even farther said, I think JP is a great player. He is making plays. It's a little slick out there. Sometimes the ball is on the paint, and there's a paint all over the ball, so it's just a little bit of the field. But other than that, just got to find ways to get involved early. So next game, expect Jalen Polk to have himself a screen pass within the first drive. Expect him to either have like a short underneath route, a crossing route, maybe a 3-step slant to get him the ball early so he can mentally get this out of the way. If he makes a play on it, cool. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But expect at least 2 plays if the Patriots can sustain a drive, at least 2 plays of the first 10 to 15 scripted for Jalen Polk moving forward. But That's the first order of business. Then we've got people calling for this man's job. It's been 7 weeks. It's been 7 weeks. It's been 7 weeks, guys. I know that his comments about the Patriots were a soft football team across the board, is what Jerod Mayo said after the 32-16 loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars. And as that could be the case, and as that could be true, they are playing soft football right now. We don't need to call for this man's job. Latest disappointing in the books. The knee-jerk reactions, of course, when you see multiple losing seasons. As Patriots fans, most Patriots fans they're adults. Like, obviously, like, I'm 27. You've got people, anyone within the 35 and under club doesn't really get what outside of winning we are. Obviously, people who are older Patriots fans, the long-term Patriots fans, they remember the teams like in 1990 when they're 1-15. They remember why we had to get Drew Bledsoe as a number one pick because we were bad enough to get a number one pick. They remember those times. Obviously, they went to a Super Bowl in 85. They got the doors blown off of them by the 85 Bears, but who wouldn't have? That was the 85 Bears. They went to a Super Bowl and got beat up by Brett Favre in 96, I want to say. And Brett Favre's won Super Bowl. But yeah, it's fine. Regardless, anyways, we don't really remember the bad times in New England, knowing our bad seasons were 0-2 when they went 9-7 and missed the playoffs, or in the year Brady tore his ACL after going 16-0, or a team that could have honestly gone 15-1 and won it all, especially with a chip on their shoulder. We go 11-5 with Matt Castle and don't make the playoffs because of a tiebreaker with Miami. So we remember those years, and then other than that, the worst years were the mid-2000s when we'd get to the playoffs. We lost a game to the Champ Bailey and the Broncos. We lost a game where that was the Ray Rice 80-yard touchdown. Obviously, we lost to Mark Sanchez and the Jets when they went to back-to-back AFC Championship games. So those are the bad. Over the last 5 years, it's just been bad. It's just been bad. I understand we went to the playoffs once with Mac. He's still trying to stop the Bills from getting a touchdown. Every possession was a touchdown. Bad. And I get it. But, guys, this is 7 weeks into the season. Expecting the Patriots to be a competitive team or a good one with how bad the roster is and how much improvement is unreasonable for any head coach, especially a rookie head coach. And I was debating on pulling more quotes. There's been more quotes and things said about, this could be the worst Patriots team since the 1990 team, or maybe ever, because they have the potential to go 1-16, or maybe we're going to be talking about this or talking about... No, didn't want to pull a single thing out. I just didn't want to, because this is a PSA for everybody. There was one question, there's two questions actually, we needed answered when this season left. We knew the number one pick for us was on the board. The roster's not great. The defense plays typically above what the roster is for defensively. Like, we've got players. Kyle Duggar's a player. Obviously, we know what Christian Gonzalez is. Jonathan Jones on the outside. We traded Matthew Judon, who arguably was our best defensive player, probably Christian Gonzalez. But if not Matthew Judon, our best defensive player, we traded him away. We weren't winning. We weren't looking to win. What we were looking to be was a competent bunch of people. We were looking just to be a competent team. And we wanted to know if we had our quarterback for the future. Through 2 games, the one bright spot is Drake Maye is the quarterback of the future. He had 3 touchdowns to 2 picks against the Texans. I believe 243 yards. He made the downfield throws that you were looking for. He looked pretty poised in the pocket for especially what you was getting thrown at. The Texans have a good pass rush, and they were getting after it all game. And the offensive line for the Patriots is subpar at best. Then with more offensive linemen out, and against Jacksonville, which they do have a good pass rush on the edge. They don't get many pressures, but Josh Hines-Allen's a problem. I think he had like 18 sacks last year, close to. Even with that, 276 and 2 touchdowns, looked good all game. He was not the reason why we lost. He put the ball in harm's way a couple times, couple picks that they didn't have, that they need to make, but he didn't have. A couple bad throws. I'm fine with it. He needed to push the ball down the field. He was getting pressure at his feet. I understand it. We found the guy in Drake Maye thus far. Obviously, it's only been 120 minutes of football. We've got to calm down and make sure that he is the guy. But so far, so good with Drake Maye. That's one. And two, can Jerod Mayo be a competent head coach? And so far, a little up in the air. Obviously, a big win against the Bengals, and then they played the Seahawks tough. They've played the 49ers decently tough. Obviously, the Dolphins lost and the Jags lost. Those are two losses. But I think, honestly, with the Dolphins, if you have Drake Maye in there, you might get the win out of that because offensively, they look like a different team right now. They look like a team that can at least push the ball down the field a little bit if they need to. In a 2-minute drill and a 4-minute drill, they actually can move. So, we just need to get out of this mindset, and we just need to get out of this, the sky is falling. It's been 7 whole weeks. Give this guy some time. This roster isn't good. If we said 4-13 at the 5 was the over-under. 4.5, I believe, was the over-under. People were taking the under because they needed to get the 4 wins. They have a chance to go in 2 more, maybe. This is, even if they go 1-16, what's the difference between going 1-16 and 3-14? It means you go from maybe getting the number 1 overall pick to guaranteeing you get the number 1 overall pick. And then you can go out and you now don't need a quarterback. You can go out and either trade back if you wanted to and get multiple linemen, or you can go out and get Travis Hunter to pair along Christian Gonzalez, or play wide receiver, or both. I mean, there's so much talent right now going on in college football that we just need to calm down, guys. Everything is okay. We weren't expecting this team to be good, so we don't need to call for a guy's job because we were expecting that to be good. He also is going to have a tough time because people wanted Mike Vrabel in this spot, and I understand it. Mike Vrabel, proven head coach in the league. We saw what he's been able to do with lackluster Tennessee Titans team outside of Derrick Henry. He's made the defense a little bit better. He put Ryan Tannehill in positions to where he could succeed. They even got a number 1 seed one time, even though they lost to the Bengals that year. But going forward, Mike Vrabel would have been a great candidate, and that was actually someone that I wanted to. But when Jerod Mayo was called head coach, I was fine with it. He's just got to learn and get his voice in the locker room. People have got to respect him, 2. And 3, we got to get personnel so we can actually evaluate him as a coach. Get him a line. Get a couple more defensive pieces. We need a pass rusher would be ideal. The secondary is always going to be good. Let's get a pass rusher up front to really wreck a game. You see a lot of these teams, game record. TJ Watt, game record. Myles Garrett, game record. Hopefully Aiden Hutchinson can get back early, game record. You need a guy for Chris Jones, even at the DT, game record. These guys up front change the complexion of a game, and then that makes Christian Gonzalez, players like that, even better. That's why when the Jets get Hassan Reddick, actually, I know they're 2-5 and not good. Don't get me wrong, they're not good, but they have a chance to have an actual game record there with Sauce Gardner. So give this guy some time. It's okay, Patriots fans. We're going to be okay. Let me know in the comments if you believe we're actually going to be okay, if the sky is truly falling, which it's not. But let me know if you guys think it is. This has been Patriots Digest with Keenan Warner. I appreciate all of you guys, and I will see you guys very soon. Golly.